Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to another episode of Nerd Mode, this being a show where I introduce you to a series as you may or may not be aware of. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about the sci-fi original series, Wynonna Earp. Like always, this isn't a review, it's just me talking about a series that I really like that I recommend you check out for yourself. Wynonna Earp is an action, supernatural / fantasy drama that follows Wynonna Earp. Years later, she returns to her home of purgatory, and yes, that's really the name of her hometown. It's kind of a whole thing. Essentially, the Earp family has a curse on them. Basically, one of their ancestors, Wyatt Earp, a well-known lawman, put down a lot of bad people. The curse makes it so that everyone that Wyatt Earp ever put down comes back as a Revenant. Basically, think of them as demons. And the only way to break the curse is for Wynonna to put down all 77 Revenants. Joined by her little sister Waverly, who's kind of the brains of the operation. Dawes, a U.S. Marshal who works for the mysterious government organization known as Black Badge. And the mysterious man named Henry, aka Doc, who has quite the connection to the Earp family. As well as some other allies that join along the way. They help her fight any evil that comes their way while also trying to break the Earp curse once and for all. So let's break a few things down. An interesting thing about the Revenants is that they can't actually be put down by normal means. The only means of stopping them is a weapon known as Peacemaker. Peacemaker is this special supernatural gun that has been passed down in the Earp family. It is very effective against Revenants as well as the supernatural. And even though I say put down, Revenants themselves don't actually die. Peacemaker only sends them back to hell. Basically, every time the Earp heir dies, all previous Revenants that were sent to hell come back to life. It's basically kind of like this endless loop, hence the whole curse thing. As I was alluding to earlier, Revenants aren't the only thing that they have to deal with in this series. Season 1 deals very heavily with Revenants, and yes, they pop up in Season 2, but Season 2 also introduced other supernatural creatures as well. I believe one of the strongest points to this series is Wynonna herself. She isn't your typical hero. Far from it, actually. In what ways in particular? Well, I'll leave that up to you to find out on your own by watching the show. But Wynonna never wanted this responsibility. In fact, she tried to run from it, but this is one of those things that just has a way of always catching up to you. This life has taken a lot from her, and I do mean a lot. I won't go into specifics, but you see it more and more as the series progresses. But no matter what happens, she always finds a way to keep moving forward, no matter how hard it is. The Earp curse is the main overarching plot of this series, like finding out how and why it came to be. But even that in itself is just the beginning, because there are stories that are directly and indirectly connected to the curse that come about in this series that have some very interesting developments to them. The series has a nice western feel to it, especially when it comes to the action. The series can be lighthearted with its comedy, but it also does a great job at nailing its more dramatic moments as well. All combined with just the weird nature of the show in general makes it quite a good time. Earp is based on a comic book series of the same name. Season 3 of Wynonna Earp premieres on July 20th. But really, that's all I want to talk about in this video. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.